Hill workouts, man. Good view though. Whew. So not super motivated today. Sometimes finding like motivation can be tough when you're doing it alone, solo, in the summer without your team. And I find like sometimes I have to grab moments. Low battery. Perfect. Sometimes I have to grab moments of motivation when I get them. Like this morning, I didn't do my run, like this run was supposed to be yesterday, but I was feeling crabby, headache and stuff, so I was like, no, I'll do it tomorrow. And I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I really don't want to go. I'll just, I'll just cut it. But then I got like a surge of motivation, and I was like, no, we're gonna do this. So here we go. Actually, we're on our way home now. The hard part's over. Oh, good mornings. We are into July, finally. It's crazy. My ear is really plugged. So if I'm yelling, I'm sorry. I just can't hear. It's been really great, and the weather's been really great is what I tried to say there. It's been super hot, which is great for everyday life, but it's not so great if you're trying to do work or go for runs or be active. The training plan that I'm working with now, I've switched over to the one I used last summer for July and August. I really, really like that plan. My coach made it, so I like it because it kind of mimics a lot of the workouts that we do in the fall, which is beneficial, I think. And the other thing I really like about it is that the in-between days, so in between my running days, I have recovery, strength, cross-training type stuff. So if I was really, really having a bad day, I was super sore, really not feeling well, I have the option to kind of lay low, maybe do some yoga, and not push it too hard. But you can also go to the gym, do some strength training, or cycling, which I really love to do. Cycling has been a huge part of my life ever since I really started getting into running. Cycling has kind of gone hand in hand with that. I talk a lot about a training schedule, and the reason that I talk a lot about that is because I love them. I'm sure there's runners out there who just go for runs and it works out and they get all their workouts in and they feel good. I find like it doesn't make me a bad athlete because I know that I need to follow a schedule. I think that it works for me. I'm a much better runner if I follow a schedule versus if I'm just kind of running when I feel like it, because sometimes I find, especially if I'm feeling not so great, I might go out for a run and decide, well, I'll just do this much, as opposed to like, well, I was going to do, this number, but I'm feeling kind of crappy, so I'll just cut it back and do this number instead. But if I'm following a training plan, I'm way more apt, for some reason, I'm way more apt to stick to that distance, to that whatever that is, hill workout, speed workout, that kind of thing. I'm way more apt to stick to it. It's worked for me the whole time I was training for the half marathons. I followed a schedule, and I don't know, it makes me feel accomplished too, because then I look at that schedule and I think I did all that, and I actually got those miles in, got in those workouts, did all of that, and it's a nice accomplishment. The other thing I like about it is that I can look at my week. So if it's Sunday, I have a long run on Sunday, and then I look at my week and I think, okay, so I have these days that I have to run or I have to do a workout. But I also have, this day I have to work and this day I have an appointment and this day I'm doing that. So you kind of fit it into your schedule as opposed to waking up that morning and deciding I'm gonna go for a run, which obviously I do in the off season all the time. But when I'm really trying to put the pedal down, it's important for me to have a schedule to follow so that I can stay motivated and stay focused, because that's another thing, is staying focused. Because it's really, really easy to just kind of pass up a day, like, oh, it's really hot today, so maybe I just won't run, or maybe I won't go for a bike ride, or maybe I won't do this. But if you're following a schedule, for me anyway, I'm the type of person that if I'm following like a schedule, I'm way more apt to just stick to it. So that's my advice for people who are trying to get into running, or maybe want to join a varsity cross country or any varsity sports team. Really, just contact the coach and see if they have like some sort of training schedule to follow, because it's also a good way to kind of get in touch with how that team works, because if you're getting the schedule right from the team, then you kind of get to see how the coach operates. If you're running just on your own, you can look up, they're online everywhere, just type in like 10K training schedule or half marathon training schedule. I have a book actually, I'll get that up later. I have a book and it's been my lifesaver. I love that book. It's like my Bible. I need to eat more. I've already eaten today and I got to eat again. That's the one thing that never changes between seasons, whether it's summer training, in season, off season running, it doesn't matter. You're just always eating, or you should be always eating. It's really good to get my workout already done for the day, and see you next time. This is the book I was talking about, The Running Room's Book on Running by John Stanton. The Running Room is just a running store. It's in this area a lot. I have actually personally never seen it when I was down in Southern Ontario. I never saw one, and I've never seen any up in Northern Ontario, but I'm sure you could order it online, so maybe. Anyway, Running Room's Book on Running. It's got everything you could possibly need to know about running. Literally everything is in here. And the thing I think I like the most about this book is it's got all kinds of training schedules, marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K, different types of events. But the cool thing about it is there's different ones according to what you're trying to accomplish. So 10K in 50 minutes or 10K in 48 minutes, and it gives you different speeds and different paces based on what you're trying to accomplish. I used it when I was running both my half marathons, and I loved it. I think it's great. I'll use it again when I do my full marathons, and not sponsored, but I should be. No, it's a great book, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking to get into running, or even if you are a runner. I recommend it because it's a great book. It's a great resource. You can mark it up, you can share it with friends, and it's great just to have on your person because, like I said, it's got all kinds of information about nutrition and shoes and different parts, speed training, hill training, all those things. It explains everything, and he's kind of a cool guy too. So if you're interested in learning more about him, John Stanton, you should check him out because he's kind of a cool guy. I'm not going to tell you the whole story about him, but he is cool. So that's the book that I was talking about, and I hope you have a great day.